We are coming to you from Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. So they Abreu, Todd Frazier, Brett Laurie and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Paul Molitor's struggling Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set. As you may or may not know, we have won the first two. We won the opener 4-1. Quintana was outstanding. Then last night, we won that ball game 3-0. Rodon was just outstanding. But one of the things that you really like to see from a ball club, especially early in the season, and especially when you're on the road as much as we've been, is everybody is contributing offensively.
New guys are contributing, guys who are here are contributing, and everybody is pitching in. And we'll start it off with a home run off the bat of Jimmy Rollins, this winning the game 5-4 in Oakland. That was in front of his home folks. And Avi Garcia taking the ball the opposite way, a 3-run homer. That made it easy for the Sox back at U.S. Cellular Field. Jerry Sands last night with a 2-run homer, making it 3-0. That gave the boys some breathing room, and they went on to win. A 6-2 start, the best since 2005. 5-1 on the road, the best since 1991. And 7 days in first place. That's better than any year since 2012. So things are going very well for our Sox. They're getting a lot of production, and Brett Laurie has hit in 13 straight against Minnesota.
And the attitude is just super. You go walk in that clubhouse and you know what you're looking at. You're looking at a ball club that likes each other. But this afternoon, Matt Latos on the bump, and he was strong out in Oakland.
Starting pitching has been terrific. Matt Latos in Oakland was brilliant. He went 6 innings, gave up just 1 hit. He mixed everything together. They were swinging a lot of low curveballs. He was also getting them over the plate, and it was just his day. Oakland could absolutely do nothing with him. So hopefully Latos will follow up with a gem today. And take a look at the 3 pitchers who have allowed 1 hit or fewer in his White Sox debut, and that's with a minimum of 6 innings. Wilson Alvarez with that no-hitter in 91. Roberto Hernandez, 7 innings, 1 hit in 91, and the 1 hit in Oakland for Matt Latos. So things going very well so far. Pitching has been brilliant. The runs have been just enough. The defense has been terrific, and hopefully it continues.
And Sox trying for the sweep today against these Twins. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
White Sox baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Toyota. Discover more in a Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Let's go places. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Audi. Truth in engineering. And by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Welcome back to Target Field in beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's absolutely a gorgeous day today. We've had 4 days of no rain whatsoever, bright sunshine. A little chillier than we expected, but still it's going to get up into the 70s before too long, as this 12 o'clock start will be the finale of a 3-game series, and then our Sox will head to Tampa Bay, and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim will come into town to play the struggling Minnesota Twins. Robin certainly likes everything that has happened in the early going. The Sox enjoying the rarefied air of a first place tie with Kansas City. Detroit at 5-2, just a half game back, so things are going pretty well. And one of the things that's very important for this team, we talk about it a lot, situational hitting. And the Sox have scored 21 runs this year when they've been in 2-strike counts. That means that they are shortening up the strokes somewhat. The 21 runs scored with 2 strikes leads the major leagues in that department. So Minnesota takes the field, and let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game this afternoon. Adam Eaton leading it off. Melky Cabrera elevated to the 2 spot as he's starting to hit the ball better. Jose Abreu in the 3 spot. Todd Frazier hitting 4th. Brett Lowry, who's hit safely in 6 of 8 games this season, but 13 straight against these Twins. Tanner Navarro gets a nod behind the plate with Avisail Garcia the DH. Then it's J.B. Shuck and Tyler Saladino getting a start at shortstop, rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Urban Santana. Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, and Miguel Sano in the outfield. With Trevor Plouffe, Eduardo Escobar, Brian Dozier, and Byung-Ho Park at first base. John Ryan Murphy is behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Urban Santana. He does not have a record this year. He does have a fine .225 ERA. 10 strikeouts, 4 walks in 8 innings. The 4 walks isn't good. The 10 strikeouts is, and his slider is by far his best pitch. The umpires for the game this afternoon. Mark Ribinger behind the plate. Joe West has first base. Kerwin Danley at second, and Andy Fletcher is at third. The Sox come in with a 5-1 record on the road. In fact, the 2 winningest teams on the road in the major leagues both reside in Chicago. The Cubs have won 5, the Sox have won 5, and the Sox knew if they were going to get off to a fast start, which they have, they'd have to be road warriors, which they've been. So as the boys loosen up and Adam Eaton comes strolling to the plate, it's time for baseball, and it's time for me to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stoney, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set as our Sox trying to sweep these Twinkies. That has been something few and far between here in Minneapolis. Last year we played 10 games here. We won 2 of them. And the first pitch of the ball game, Tattle.
Last year, Santana suspended for 80 games at the start of the season. He only had 17 starts all year.
Now, field for the most part straight up, and that's out of play. And once again, a reminder before we show you our picks to click you at home, select yours. Adam comes in 2 for 8 in the series, and he is 1 for 4 lifetime off Santana, and that 1 hit left the premises.
With the wind blowing across toward the left field corner, it's going to aid the right-handers, probably knock the ball down in right field. And the wind very much a factor today. It was swirling pretty stiffly before the game.
That's off his leg. And here at the ballpark, Target Field, 328 down the right field line, 339 down the left field line, 377 in left center, 365 in right center, 403 deep right center, and 411 deep left center. That ball hit deep in the left field. Rosario, he's not going to be able to get there. It's high off the wall. So the leadoff double. For Adam Eaton.
Adam hit that ball very well, almost leaving the ballpark at the 377 mark, and the wind certainly helped it, but Eaton got most of it. He got a fastball out away, drilled it to left field. This one just accelerated over the head of Rosario. Does a nice job of playing the carom, but can't get it back in time. And Sox, who have yet to score in the first inning all year long, trying to accomplish that feat here today.
So here's Melky. Melky 4 for 9 in the series, and he's got a job to do. Whoa. And there's a shot, so he'll get him over. And he's going to be held now as Rosario can throw, and he is accurate. So runners at the corners and nobody out.
With Escobar playing up the middle, most of the left side was vacated, so Melky takes advantage of it. You see Murphy wanted this ball in. Santana missed with it. There you see Escobar playing up the middle, and he just shoots it through the left side. So runners at the corners and nobody out.
So here is Abreu. Jose 1 for 7 in the series, 1 for 3 lifetime off Santana. Takes ball 1.
Santana does have a straight change to go with that slider. He throws 2 fastballs, the 2-seam and the 4-seam. Fastball will top out 93, 94 miles an hour, but he pitches at 91, 92.
Well, that's what he is. He's just a good major league pitcher. There's a strike to even the count.
A 21 over 500, which is really terrific. 126 and 105 lifetime. He's been with the Angels. He spent most of his career there. Kansas City for a year. Atlanta for a year before coming over to Minnesota.
Infield double play depth. And there's a base hit. So Eaton is going to score, and it's quickly 1-0. Good guys.
First run of the year in the first inning. Sox have only had 1 run scored in the first 2 innings all year, but it hasn't really affected the performance as Jose goes down and gets this, driving in his 5th run of the year, and the hit parade continues.
So here's the club leader in RBIs, Todd Frazier. Couple of homers, 6 knocked in. Todd 2 for 9 in the series with 1 RBI. Gap out there, small gap out there in left center.
You viewers might remember John Ryan Murphy from his days with the New York Yankees.
Got him on the fist with that one.
Last year, although it was a late start to the season, Santana still went 7-5. And his ERA over the final 7 starts, when he really got comfortable, was 1.62.
Checks it up. 2-1 the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the first inning. If you're just joining us, Sox with leadoff double by Eaton, singles by Cabrera and Abreu. Got it. Got it well in on him. 1 out. So with 1 out, let's check out our picks to click this afternoon. DiMaggio, our director and the crew. Well, they're going with Adam. See, he's going with Melky. And Don Esposito, Mike Spadali, Matt Nykiel, Leo Brady and I. We're going to go with Deanna Navarro. So here is Brett, 4 for 8 in the first 2 games. Good job by Murphy.
For whatever reason, Laurie has always hit well against these Twins. Hopefully that trend continues. He came in struggling against Phil Hughes, but hit the ball awfully hard last night.
Hughes pitched well.
He did that, and it wasn't really a mistake on that cutter. Got the ball out of weight, was off the plate. Jerry Sands just went down and got it.
Uh-oh. Crack him up. So we have a chance to do some big damage. We do come up with 1, and after a half inning of play, it's our guys 1 and their guys coming to bat.
The Twins today, it's Dozier, Rosario, and Joe Mauer at the top. Then it's Trevor Plouffe, Miguel Sano, Eduardo Escobar swinging the bat very well. Then it's Park Murphy and Buxton rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Matt Latos, left to right, Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and J.B. Shuck getting the start today. Along with Fraser, Saladino, Lowry, and Abreu in the infield, Deanna Navarro behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Matt Latos, who was brilliant first time out. 1 hit in 6 innings. Walked only 1, Fanning only 2. Threw that curveball over the plate when he had to. Also buried it in the dirt to get ahead and get some outs.
So here's Dozier. 1 for 7 in this series. High pop up right side. Abreu. Got that 18-mile-an-hour wind. He's got to battle a little bit. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
You absolutely love a first ball fastball hitter when you use the outer third of the plate He doesn't get much contact, and Latos quickly with a big out.
Here's the left fielder, Eddie Rosario. Eddie, 24 years old, good-looking young player. Takes first pitch strike.
What they would like to see from Rosario was a little more patience. Only 15 walks last year and 453 at bats. In fact, he had as many triples as walks, which is an amazing statistic.
Yeah, that's. I've never seen that.
No, you're not going to see that. I'm not sure if you'll ever see it again.
Yeah. Out and around it.
Right now, at least for Robin, he said there's no such thing as a personal catcher. But Dioner Navarro and Matt Latos work unbelievably well together. Last 53 plus innings. The ERA with Navarro catching Latos is 2.01, including that stint in Oakland where he was absolutely brilliant.
Rosario got a good pitch to hit right there. Couldn't do anything with it.
In fact, the first time out in Oakland, Matt Latos shook off one sign. Navarro just tilted his head looking at him like, what are you doing? He went back to the sign that Dioner called, and he pitched a gem. So it goes back to his days when they hooked up with the Cincinnati Reds.
Alex Avila and I, after the game last night, we're talking about that. He did a terrific job with Rodon.
Well, I thought he was very good last night. They were both worked very well.
And he kept him calm, even though that he got. Carlos said he got a little hot there at one point, which
Yeah.
you could understand.
I can understand it.
That ball hit hard. Well, we got a man there, right in front of that fence. Adam goes back. 2 down. But that's what a catcher has to do. Catcher, especially with a young pitcher and a young left-hander, you can see him start to get maybe a little upset out there, and you've got to be a settling influence, calming influence to it.
So you got a veteran catcher and a very smart catcher in Alex Avila, and a young man on the mound with great stuff, great potential, but still very young. And left-handers, seemingly, they don't have quite the control that right-handers do at that age, for whatever reason, and nobody probably knows why. Their ball just moves more.
I was getting ready to say the consensus is only because the ball moves, has more movement. Oh, 0-2 the count. Alex was talking about how on some pitches that he had to change his position a little bit, whereas it looked to Carlos like the glove was moving towards the middle of the plate all the time, like Rick Dempsey, guy you threw to, used to do.
Well, Rick told me, and good catchers will do this. I mean, we've seen it a lot. We have a center field camera on many shots. You see catchers, they'll catch the ball and try to yank it into the strike zone. Good catchers will just move their wrist. They'll just tilt the wrist, and so you're not yanking the glove, you're just easing the ball into the zone. You can steal 4 or 5 pitches a game that way.
Well, the greatest catcher I've ever seen overall was Johnny Bench. Now, Rick Dempsey, if you're talking about just purely defense, was as good as I've ever seen.
Rick was terrific, and one of the things he said to me, and I think when you have a curveball pitcher and a guy that throws a lot of pitches in the dirt, you go out and tell him you can't get the ball by me, and I need your best even with a runner at third base. That's what a good catcher, guy who's confident he can block everything, will give to a pitcher, and so you'll get his best breaking ball.
Well, in concert with that scenario, it's not unlike we were talking last night about Kepler hitting against Rodon. Goes up there and takes 2 fastballs right down the middle and swings his. They got to tell him up front.
Yeah.
Forget the slider.
Yeah, take the 2 pitches in the zone.
What Dempsey was, he was clearing your mind, taking the heat off. Latos wanted it.
No, that pitch was off the plate.
And didn't get it.
Good call by Mark Ripperger. So Joe Mauer has worked it full.
Two-out walk. And Steve and I were talking before the game how it's challenging guys to a degree in some cases. In other cases, it's trying to calm them down. And we were talking about the instance with Mike Scioscia a couple of years ago with Chris Sale and Josh Hamilton. Before the game, Scioscia called Hamilton in his office and says, "Josh, do you realize that not a left-handed hitter has had a hit off Chris Sale this year?" Hamilton says, "What?" He said, "I said not a left-handed hitter has had a hit off Chris Sale." He said, "Well, I'll take care of that."
He did that. He had a couple of hits.
First time up, Chris struck him out. Next 2 times up, he got base hits. That is managing, getting guys' heads, challenging. Plouffe takes a strike.
Time he got a break on that call to even it up. Plouffe's got good power. Has a tendency, a lot like Dozier, to try to pull just about everything. With that in mind, Saladino and Frazier very close to one another on the left side in the infield. Last night, a couple of times, Plouffe went to the opposite field, fly out to right, and a base hit to right.
That was not a bad approach to that pitch on a 1-2 count. He gone. And that'll retire the side after 1. It is 1-0 White Sox. extend this unbeaten streak to 4 games as they defend Toyota Park against the first-place Montreal Impact. Coverage starts tomorrow at 3:30 on CSN Plus. Downer Navarro will lead it off. Run on 3 hits, no errors for our guys. No runs, no hits, no errors for their guys here in just the top of the second if you're just tuning in. Count evens at 1. Downer's had 9 at bats against Santana, has 3 hits. Big gap in left center.
That was a good changeup, kept it on the outside corner.
Good motion.
And
now they're going to put the shift on with 2 strikes.
Same thing they did yesterday is now vacate the left side, essentially just leaving Escobar there, moving Plouffe over into the hole up the middle.
Ripped. Young Ho makes the catch.
Hey, Sox fans, the Angels are coming to town to play our White Sox from Monday, April 18th through Thursday, April 21st. All fans in attendance at any of these games will receive a 2016 White Sox calendar. Purchase your tickets today at whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
Here's Avi. Avi did not play last night. Went 0 for 4 in the first game.
That one home run, a big one, helped put away a ball game at home. The only win in that series against the Indians, of course, it was only a 2-game series, with Sunday being rained out.
That was 2 strikes too.
He hit that ball really hard. Wind was blowing in, very cold. Line drive rocket into the bullpen. Almost hit Bobby Bertucci.
Yeah, I was watching that. You with my buddy Jason Benetti.
That was a cold day.
It looked like it.
It was a cold day.
Because I was in Granger in my pajamas.
Wasn't that cold in Granger?
No. Having a great time. Just listen. Jason with the play-by-play and you with the color. And everybody got excited when that ball left the ballpark. Gap out there in left center. And a full count.
Santana 6'2", 185, born in San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic.
You know, you and I were discussing the 4 quadrants for Avi Garcia: up and in, up and away, down and in, down and away. And it appears that he has taken the up and in quadrant out of play. Which you got to. If you got 4 quadrants that you're struggling with, you got to take one preferably 2 of them out of play, but you got to take 1 away.
Well, certainly up and in would be the one you would like to take away.
Yeah, and it looks like they've done a good job. Looks like Ty's done a good job in getting that eliminated.
That one up and away, 95 on the outside corner. Pretty good pitch when he threw it by him. See, Murphy wants it away. Santana gets it there. And second strikeout of the game.
So here's Shuck. 0 for 7 on the young season. Takes it up, takes strike 1.
Minnesota has signed David Murphy to a AAA contract. Murphy, who last year with the Angels at 283, 10 home runs, 50 driven in. And they feel that Murphy, who probably the last 3 or 4 years has played almost strictly against right-hand pitchers and always hit right-hand pitchers. So they're looking for some left-handed pop in that lineup. He felt this was a good situation for him. And the Twins looking for some offense, which is surprising to them.
Well, we touched on it in the first game. It's hard to lose a guy like Torrey Hunter.
From an emotional standpoint, not necessarily what he can contribute offensively, but they lost a team leader.
Torrey Hunter. The value of chemistry today is more important than it's ever been. Chemistry on the ball club today is more important than it's ever been. And you might say, well, why is that? Hawk, as Santana's got it. He'll take it himself. And that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the second. We'll continue with that when we return. Dan Hayes all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by The Great Escape. Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. One nothing Sox. It'll be Sano, Escobar, and Park face Matt Latos. We were talking about chemistry being more important today, and it boils down to 2 words, with the last word having 5 letters. starting with an M and ending with a Y. The money. The money the guys are making today, chemistry is absolutely. It's a lot easier not to have it than it is to have it. There's a strike.
Sano, a big man, 6'4", in excess of 260, depending on the day, out of San Pedro de Macorís, Dominican Republic.
Two-two pitch. He gone. One out.
See the White Sox take on the Texas Rangers on Friday, April 22nd at 7:10. First 20,000 fans in attendance will receive a White Sox tote bag presented by the MLB Network. Stay after the game for a post-game fireworks show presented by the aforementioned MLB Network. Purchase your tickets at whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
There's Escobar. Eduardo. Out and around that breaking pitch. He's 3 for 7 in the series. Comes in on the young season, hitting at 367.
Always has a smile on his face. Just loves to play this game, and he's a natural right-hand hitter, but a better left-hand hitter. I asked him why was that. He said, well, he said he just faces many more right-handers than left-handers, and that's why his stroke is grooved more from the left side.
Good pitch as far as making him move his feet. Saladino on the move. Nice play.
Tyler can throw on the run as well as just about anybody and get a whole lot on it. That time he's playing up the middle, had a shade to his right, and knowing that Escobar runs pretty well, getting down the line from the left side, he couldn't exactly take his time.
There are not many things that Tyler Saladino can't do on a baseball field.
I think he's a huge asset to whatever ball club he happens to be on. Fortunately, he's on this one.
Park can't get it.
Key for Park is getting him to 2 strikes. Once he's there, he has all kinds of difficulties. In fact, the last 15 at bats with 2 strikes, he's fanned 12 of those times.
If this is the first game of the series you've seen, last year Correa hit 53 homers, drove in 146.
Last 2 years, 105 home runs. Last 2 years, 352 strikeouts. So he can hit them a long way, but he does swing and miss quite a bit. And this is in a Twins team that lacks for contact. They fanned over 11 times a game this year.
Yeah, they've got a lot of swing and miss guys.
Terry Ryan, their fine GM, says it's unacceptable. He just said it's not only swinging and missing pitches out of the zone, it's when they're getting pitches to hit, they're just swinging through them. And there's a look at Terry Ryan in the white shirt with the glasses. Boy, he's a nice man.
Terrific general manager.
Done a great job here. He's struggling these days, but he knows talent.
Got him. 1, 2, 3 innings. 3 strikeouts now for Matt, and he leads it 1-0.
Forward to Miller time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
One pitch, one out here in the top of the third. 1-0 Sox. So here is Adam. He doubled high off the wall in left field, leading off the ball game. Well, take last year for an example. Minnesota had a good season. They played better than expected by all accounts.
And they started out 1-6 last year, but you mentioned Torrey Hunter and what he did to help this ball club in the clubhouse and the dugout. Not so this year.
Well, you got 27 outs in the game. Last year, the Twins struck out. It's back up the middle and into center field. So the soft single. The Twins struck out almost 300 more times than Kansas City.
This year, it's going to be more prolific if they keep on this pace.
Well, that's like a little over 11 games of pure strikeouts that they struck out more than Kansas City.
There's a man didn't strike out too often and didn't miss too many hittable fastballs. Paul Molitor.
Here's Melky. He lined a single in the left field. Watch out.
Well, that was very close at first as Adam was drifting towards second. Santana with a very good move. You see him leaning. Fortunately back in just under the tag.
Well, he's a good major league pitcher, as we talked about. He's got a good fastball. He's got a terrific slider. He feels his position well. He's got a good move to first base. I guess that's one reason he makes in the neighborhood of about $10 million a year.
And you don't find too many guys 21 over 500 who've been around as long as he has. Santana with wins for Dominican-born pitchers, 7th on the all-time list. He's going to pass Joaquin Andujar and Pedro Estacio this year, and possibly Ramon Martinez. Number 1 in that list, a man that we used to call the Dominican dandy, Juan Marichal, with 243 career wins. Pedro Martinez second with 219. And Bartolo Colon, who keeps rolling right along, has 218.
Well, I only faced Marichal in spring training. So if you put it in perspective, if you face him in spring training, he's really fun to hit against. Now, during the season when things count, he's not too fun to hit against. That motion he had probably had more, if you counted the different angles as pitches. That motion he had probably had more pitches than anybody, maybe, certainly in the last 50 years, maybe ever in the game of baseball.
Well, I know he was one of the few guys that actually traveled with a chiropractor for the simple reason that he kicked his leg up over his head on every pitch and was in constant need of adjustment.
That's going foul.
Not by much, as Melky looks at the bat to see if he broke it. 58% fastballs. He really likes his slider, and who can blame him? 28% of the time he throws that. 14% changeup. So a whole lot of off-speed pitches, even though the fastball is good. His average fastball at 92. Changeup and slider, same speed, 84 average.
Bobbles. Now controls, picks it up, tags him out. So we catch a break in that respect. 2 out now with a man in scoring position.
In the first inning, with runners at the corners and nobody out, he just reached down, got a slider, and took it into center field. And that was the first and only run of the ball game.
Outfield straight up. Spaced about equidistant.
Jose spun back very nicely toward the catcher and umpire, which is what you do when someone buzzes you up and in.
Beautiful day here in the Twin Cities.
I'd be very surprised if he got something good to hit. Santana's fallen behind 2-0. Even with Frazier on deck. He had a ringing base hit last time. He fanned Todd in that first inning. That last pitch showed you what he thinks of facing Abreu with a runner in scoring position.
Well, it just amazed me last season with no protection behind him.
How many times they did pitch to him?
How many times they beat him? I mean, you know, that's just stupidity. And that's a pitch around. First walk issued by Santana. So with 2 on 2 out, here's Todd. Todd struck out on a fastball. In that last sequence that Todd had, he had one pitch to hit hard, and he fouled it away right side. Jacks it up, takes ball 1. One and one to count. Chopper knocked down by Escobar, and a good play. That saved the run. And that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is still 1-0 Sox. Our Blackhawks look to shake off last night's tough overtime loss and even up the series with St. Louis. Game 2 coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 right here on CSN Chicago. Blackhawks playoff hockey is brought to you by Volvo.
Murphy, in his first year with the Twins, came over in a trade from the New York Yankees. Originally a second-round draft pick for the Yankees in 2009. Had a pretty good year last year, hitting .277. Didn't show much power, however.
Big hack in. 0-1 to count. That's looped out into right field. Shuck, 1 out. So here's Byron Buxton, 22-year-old, talented, but raw talent. 4 for 24 on the season.
Buxton has big power. Tom Brunansky, the hitting coach, however, has got to get the young man to think about consistent contact because he has overwhelming speed.
Well, you brought up a point yesterday that you had talked with Molitor about. That he's thinking about mechanics while he's at the plate trying to hit a major league pitcher.
Yeah, that's really difficult to do, and Paul knows it better than anybody. He said he had some problems with that very early in his career.
Everybody
overcame it, yeah, and made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That got a piece of him.
Well, that's just one that got away. He's not trying to hit him.
This one looks like it went off the wrist. It did, and there's a lot of small bones in that area. That's not where you'd like to get hit. You don't have a choice, however.
Well, you brought up the point about Abreu last inning when he turned away correctly.
He did that.
If Buxton does that, he doesn't get hit. He, in essence, hit himself right there.
No, and they're taking a look at it, and after trading away a former #1 Aaron Hicks, they certainly can ill afford to lose Buxton. And the one thing that Matt has got to be aware of is that when a guy with great speed gets hit, more times than not, he's going out there thinking about stealing second base.
So the second Minnesota base runner. Now here's Dozier. It's the first pitch of the ball game thrown to him at the bottom of the first. High pop up to Abreu. Buxton, with all that blazing speed, has yet to attempt to steal a base. Of course, he hadn't been on very long.
Not early in this season.
Very close. And the count 2-0.
Dozier had 28 home runs last year. Drove in 77. Had an unbelievable first half and really tailed off in the second half.
Drops the hook on him on 2-0. Well, I would venture to guess that probably of the 28 home runs, at least 25 of them were from the belt up pitches from the belt up.
He loves high fastballs.
Oh, yeah.
Loves them.
He had a high slider off of us, a hanger. There he goes. And that pitch is high into left field. Melky keeps drifting back.
But the wind blowing as it is today, it doesn't take much to get it out. That ball drifted to the track, and it's a good thing Dozier hit that one because Buxton had second base stolen easily.
So here is Rosario. Well, he hit the daylights out of one. When he hit it, it certainly appeared it may be a chance of going right over that center field fence, but Adam Eaton went back, caught it right in front of the fence. Buxton with a decent lead. There he goes again.
No chance at all to get him because he had a running jump, and Latos is not the quickest to home plate. First stolen base attempt, first stolen base of the year, fourth for the Twins, and Navarro does a great job of getting the ball away quickly, but too big a jump.
Navarro threw out 39% of attempted base stealers last year, which is terrific.
That's way above league average.
He had a good pitch to hit there, pops it up, tied. Now makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Nothing across. We have completed 3, and we lead it by 1. Acme Communications in Michigan City, Indiana. Michigan City, Indiana. Yes. You got a lot of my money in Michigan City.
We got a change in the outfield. It's Max Kepler in center field. And so Buxton went down. Paul Molitor walked with him down into the tunnel. So apparently they're going to have a look at that wrist. And Kepler, who started the game against Carlos Rodon, much to his dismay, gets a chance to face a right-hander this afternoon.
Brett 0 for 1, hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Run on 4 hits, no errors for our guys. No runs, no hits, no errors for their guys. And it certainly was nice to see TK, Tom Kelly, the other day. Tom did so much for this organization and setting a tone of fundamental baseball. Baseball 101 for the most part. As there's a strike, and also Kent Hrbek. Herbie, he was one of my all-time favorite players to watch play the game of baseball. Well, he was a big man and gave it everything he had each and every day.
He had some unbelievable players on that team.
Ate him up right there. Escobar. Good play.
Hrbek at first base. They had Kirby Puckett in center field, Gary Gaetti at third, Greg Gagne at short. Eventually, Chuck Knobloch got there to play second. Terry Steinbach behind the plate. That was some team.
Well, they set the standard, so to speak, there for a long time. Well, fundamental baseball and not beating yourself. A lot of people don't recall. Besides being a terrific clutch hitter, Hrbek was also a terrific first baseman. They also had an infield. Corey Kosky at third, Christian Guzman at short. And they had Nikiewicz at first. And a little second baseman. That was probably as good a defensive infield as I have ever seen. And of course, they had Torrey Hunter in center, who anchored. He played center, right center, and left center. Yonder 0 for 1. He hit a bullet right to the first baseman, Park.
Looking at the back of Santana's uniform, and it came out just a couple of days ago that Johan Santana is contemplating a comeback at mid-season. Hasn't pitched since 2012.
And that ball hit hard. Kepler got a good jump kick, and he does get there. Wow. Looked for a second like he was not going to be able to get there. So that's another hang woofum for Navarro. He has hit it right on the screws twice and come up empty.
They really like Max Kepler. There's not much he can't do, and gets a good break on this ball and takes at least a double away from Navarro. It's a good play by Kepler.
That's a terrific catch. And here's Avi. Avi struck out on a 3-2 fastball. That ball hit deep into center field. Stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. One-handed it out of here, and it is 2-0 Sox. Mercy.
Well, this gives you some sort of an idea just how strong Avi is. Because that wind is blowing across toward the left field corner. And he almost took that against the batter's eye. Our Ford home run replay is a bomb off the bat of Garcia. And it was crushed. Kepler looks up, just misses the batter's eye, falling at the base of it, and it's 2-0.
And of course, with that home run by Avi, Alex Snellius with another generous donation to White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula.
Second home run of the year for Garcia, his fourth driven in. All of them via the long ball.
That's popped up softly in the center field. Escobar going back. And that catch by Kepler saves at least one, but the homer by Avi, it is 2-0 Sox.
Joe Mauer and what he did at the Metrodome and what he's done here. He's a better average hitter there. He's hit many more home runs there. As far as doubles are concerned, well, a few more here because this is a great doubles park. And games, he's played a couple more at Target Field. So this is his home park. It's a park where he has trouble reaching the fences, but no trouble hitting.
Mauer walked his first trip. Just off the corner. Two and 0. Buxton, left-hand contusion, day to day.
And the x-rays are negative. So not only Byron Buxton, but Minnesota breathing a sigh of relief. Buxton, a very young career, but he's been hurt a whole lot.
That's into left field, and Melky can't get there, so he gets by him. That's going to go for at least 3. And there's your typical Joe Mauer base hit. That's the first hit for Minnesota.
And even though Melky was shading him toward the line, that ball kept slicing away from him. He dives at the last instant and can't come up with it. The inside out swing by Mauer. He runs it into a 3-base hit.
So here's Plouffe. He struck out on the breaking pitch his first trip.
Now with a 2-run lead, Robin is going to play the infield back.
Yeah, just forget about that man at third. Get some outs. There's a strike on the corner.
That was a good fastball right in on his hands. Couldn't do anything with it.
That fastball at 92, up and away. So Bauer scores. It's a 2-1 ball game.
That breaks the 17-inning scoreless streak for Minnesota as Poof drives in his second run of the year. And they cut the lead in half.
So here's Sano.
Was a good cutter on the outside corner. Perfect pitch. Sano swung through it.
That's one of the few hits he's had this season on a fastball.
This was in the same spot as the last pitch, only this was a fastball, the other was a cutter. The two guys have gotten off to really good starts, Mauer and Escobar. Everybody else on this team is under 200.
Team average of 210 coming in. One out, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a straight change out of the zone, but he's had Escobar in swing mode.
Just joining us, this is the finale of this 3-game set. Sox will board their charter after the game, head on down to St. Petersburg. Weekend series with the Rays. And that's out of play. Tomorrow night, Chris Sale against Jake Odorizzi. On Saturday, Johnny Danks against, to be announced, for Tampa Bay. Then on Sunday, Jose Quintana against Matt Moore. A couple of southpaws in that one. We're going to run all three southpaws as he gone.
Well, that was a real good breaking pitch down and in, and Escobar couldn't lay off and couldn't make any contact. So strikeout number 4 for Matt. Nice stop by Navarro. Talking with Paul Molitor about Park, he said there's no doubt he's just pressing. This is a guy who can hit the ball out of the ballpark consistently, but in his first year in the league, he's trying to establish that he can hit.
That's that age-old battle, similar to sales and production. Sales don't care how hard it is to produce it.
Nope.
They're going to sell it. And the major league pitchers don't care what you did. They're going to prove that you can't hit.
Well, he and Gung from Pittsburgh played together in Korea. And Gung started out slowly last year, only to really heat it up and become a good player for Pittsburgh, and until he got his knee torn up by Chris Coughlin and play at second base. So they believe that Parker is going to get a whole lot better as he moves along, but right now he's swinging through a lot of pitches, and he's found himself with a 3-0 count.
Don't throw him a cookie. And he didn't.
Now, even if he had the 3-0 green light, that ball is outside on the outside corner.
The ball's hit hard. But the leadoff triple, they pick up a run, and we'll go to the 5th, leading 2-1. Picked up his first victory of the season, and both of his outings have been stellar, even when he lost to Sonny Gray out in Oakland. First pitch strike to Saladino. High in the right field.
Sox fans, celebrate a special birthday or anniversary or host a business function in a Diamond Suite at a White Sox game. Diamond Suites can accommodate groups from 10 to 100. Single game packages include a great food menu as well as beverages and parking passes. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/group.
Eaton, leadoff double in the first. He came around to score. He also singled in the third. He is now 4 for 10 in this series.
Got the batting average up to .433.
Two down.
Third strikeout for Santana. That was a real good breaking ball.
So here's Melky. He's 1 for 2. Takes ball 1. That's in the whole base hit. Well, Melky now 6 for 12 in the series. And here's Abreu.
Santana didn't want anything to do with him last time up in the third inning, throwing 4 straight bad ones. And then getting Frazier on a very good play by Escobar to end the inning.
Jose, that RBI single in the first inning.
The first inning where Eaton doubled, Cabrera singled, Abreu singled. It looks like at the time it was going to be a big inning in the first. Turned into just 1 run.
That evens the count. And checking some other scores for you. Bottom of the 6th in Pittsburgh, Pirates trailing the Tigers 2-0. Bottom of the 4th down in St. Pete, where we're going after this game, no score, Cleveland and the Rays. Another action will show Kansas City at Houston, San Diego and Philadelphia. St. Louis leading Milwaukee 3-0, bottom of the 3rd at Busch Stadium. San Francisco taking on the Rockies in Denver. Well, they didn't appreciate that call.
There have been 2 called strikes. Both were close. Neither were quite there. He stayed inside, and there you see our Honda pitch tracks. Murphy was setting up inside once again.
2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Going back in there again.
Time tried a front door cutter. That's what Phil Hughes employed in his outing, where he threw it right at the left hip of the right hand hitter, breaking it over the inside corner. That one just slipped off of fingers and stayed inside.
So a full count. As he chases a bad one, we're halfway home, and we lead it 2-1. All right, our Chuck, thank you very much, buddy. As we get set to go to their half of the 5th inning, it'll be Murphy, Kepler, then back to the top of the order with Brian Dozier. Good guys on top, 2-1. Count evens for some reason. Some of the mannerisms that Latos has on the mound remind me of a pitcher we had back in 2000, 2001. Cal Eldred.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Came up with Milwaukee, had a big arm, and then got hurt.
Yeah. But the way he goes about moving the ball around, changing a few speeds. Cal was a big man. You know, he's not as big as Latos, but he was a big man.
Latos drops that hand behind him to give him a little deception, and comes very close to wrapping, which is just actually cocking your wrist before coming up on top. But that little
he
drop,
stops just short of wrapping.
Little drop behind his back adds to the deception. From this angle, you can see it pretty well.
Murphy 0 for 1. Went out to Shuck in right field. Nice. Off balance, way out in front. 1 out.
Join us for Dia de la Familia at U.S. Cellular Field when the White Sox face the Texas Rangers on Saturday, April 23rd. First 20,000 fans will receive a Jose Abreu plush bleacher creature presented by Total Performance Engine Oils. Visit WhiteSox.com to purchase your tickets today.
Here is Max Kepler. Takes that curveball. And let's take a look at that last pitch. For you guys out there, you fans who did not see Steve Stone pitch, this is a Steve Stone curveball. Takes a lot off of it. It's the outside corner.
If you're saying off speed, yes. That's well, you know, Matt's been doing a good job of that because he throws a hard breaking ball, but that soft breaking ball is the one that really disrupts the hitter's timing.
You just can't lay off of it.
No. Missed a couple. Kepler did play last night. Oh for 4 with a couple of strikeouts.
That ball hit hard. We got a man there. Two down. Yeah. Your good hitters even have trouble laying off that slow curveball out there. Now your outstanding hitters, your great hitters, they don't have any problem with it. They'll just hit it hard. But they don't get too many of those thrown to them.
No, more times than not, the guys will take that ball, the real good hitters, and just drive it into right center field if they're right-hand hitters.
Yep. Dozier fouled out to first, and he just missed one back in the third inning. High towering drive into left field.
The way the wind is blowing today, you got to be really careful with him. He's been pretty much a dead pull hitter the better part of the last few years.
Well, that's what's made him so valuable. 28 home runs last year.
Well, the home runs have gone steadily up. The batting average has come steadily down. The strikeouts have gone steadily up, and he's not stealing as many bases as he's become a power hitter. And you can understand that.
When you can cover the fastball like Dozier can, as that's popped up, playable. Watch out.
He almost had his head taken off.
I think Abreu makes the play. Meanwhile, on the retire the side, we're into the sixth, leading 2-1. Frazier, Lowry, and Navarro.
Time to jump on Santana. They've had a couple of shots at him. Scored a couple of runs. The bullpen for the Twins has been a little shaky in the early going, and losing Glenn Perkins for as long as they're going to lose him, which is an indeterminate time at this point, is going to be a bad blow to this team.
It's out of play, and we have a message of sadness. Our best wishes and condolences go out to the family of Noah Cask, who was a huge Sox fan, who was tragically killed in a car accident last weekend. Flips that one into center field. Kepler. Nice.
Well, Max has shown he can go back on him. He can come in on him. And that time just trying to stay alive. Frazier bidding for a base hit, had it taken away by Kepler. The second good play he's made since coming in for Buxton.
There's Brett. Brett twice has gone out to short.
Kepler, one of the few German players to play in the major leagues.
Oh, and 1. Oh, it's sharply. 2 down.
Time now for our Xfinity high-speed action replay, and Max Kepler took at least a 2-base hit away from Deanna. He crushes this ball. Kepler goes back. He had just come in the ball game for Buxton, who got hit in the wrist. Makes a fine play.
His first at bat, he hit a rocket right to Park, Young Ho Park at first base. One and 2. And in the stands with a White Sox t-shirt on, Takatsu, Shingo Takatsu. Well, that was a blast from the past. World Series in 05, Shingo started off as our closer. We had 3 closers that year. Dustin Hermanson followed him up. Dustin with 34 quick saves. And then Bobby Jenks will always be remembered by Sox fans for an unbelievable job for a rookie. Very seldom you're ever going to see a World Series champion with 3 closers in one season.
I can't remember back when that was the case.
1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, leading 2-1. has called it as he sees it for 2 decades as a White Sox TV analyst. Get to know Bill Melton for an all-new inside look presented by Cadillac, premiering Sunday after White Sox postgame live on CSN Chicago. Bill was a good hitter, dangerous hitter.
Led the league in home runs a couple of times. That kind of curtailed his career.
Well, playing in that ballpark, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That was a big, big ballpark.
Yeah, you don't see too many home run leaders coming out of there. But I always liked watching him play because I said I like dangerous hitters. He gave himself a chance to be dangerous most of the at-bats. That's out of play.
Some interesting news out of Boston. Pablo Sandoval put on the disabled list. They were talking about a shoulder problem, but the Red Sox are saying that they want him to get in shape. He came into spring training very much overweight. They still owe him $75 million. That's going to be a continuing story, as Pablo said he wants to play every day, but he lost his spot at third base.
And that's trouble. Good speed aboard. Good job to get it back in a hurry.
This is a tough part of the order. And Rosario leads it off, representing the tying run. Takes it just by a diving Brett Lawrie.
Here's Mauer. A walk and a triple, and scored the only Minnesota run.
Mauer, a great man to use for a hit and run. Rosario with good but not great speed. He swept 11 bases last year. This has not been a running Twins team.
No, he can run. He's got good speed. He made a couple of good plays in the outfield against us last season. Didn't think he could get to it, and he got there. .21 to count.
Mauer's grounded into one double play that was in this series.
There he goes.
It's 2 stolen bases. Matt Latos still a little slow, and it looks like Rosario might have hurt his hand with the head first dive. Again, they certainly don't want to lose this guy, and he was wearing that running glove which keeps your fingers straight out. So apparently after a short look by the trainer, he appears to be okay.
So trouble of brewing here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Just tuning in, we scored 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth. They scored 1 in the fourth. A run for us in the fourth. Home run by Avi Garcia right over the center field fence. Strike at the bottom of the zone. 2-2. Cues it. Now they're going to get him in the pickle. Good play by Todd. Put it on him. There you go. Beautiful play. And it's a bad base running right there by Rosario. We'll take it.
No, that's awful base running. And Joe Mauer had run through first base down the line, so he didn't see that Rosario was in a rundown. Now he's thinking of beating this out, thinking that he's got to get to first base quickly. But Frazier, realizing he had no play, gets it to Lowry. They put the tag on, and Mauer is at first base. So he, thinking this ball is going to go down the line, took a couple of ill-fated steps, and that's all it took to get him.
Well, what got Rosario was when Todd came way up on top to throw to first base.
He was coming to third, but he didn't deliver the ball.
And that's yanked foul by Plouffe, and a broken back.
Assuming that Matt can get out of this inning, that could be one of the biggest plays of the ball game. Bad base running play, you get taken off of scoring position. Now you're looking to keep the ball on the ground and get Plouffe to ground into a double play, something that he does with regularity. Jake Petrichka loosening up in the pen. We saw him in the ball game last night. He threw 2/3 of an inning, and he fanned both men he faced.
First one after falling behind 3-0. Ate him up inside. Beautiful pitch right there by Matt. 2 down.
They went deep inside the first time and even a little deeper the second time. Good fastball, can't get his hands out and can't get a whole lot into this swing.
And he's up. Here's the no. He just rocketed a single into right field. Back in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 2nd.
Well, Sano's biggest problem with the fastball has been the high fastball. But Matt doesn't have that kind of velocity these days. He might have when he first started. And it was last year when Sano on high fastballs was 1 for 36. That was last in the league of 107 players. That's pretty amazing. Get an over.
Well, it's almost unbelievable.
Well, high fastball is anything probably from the letters to the face. Just swung through him. That time he expanded his zone on a cutter away.
I can see a strong left-handed hitter doing that on high fastballs, but not a strong right-handed hitter. That ball's muscled out there. Come on, come on. Yes! Got a good jump. Covered it well. Good route. And we catch a big break and get out of it.
Time brought to you by Miller Lite, and here's our Miller moment. Adam Eaton getting a good jump. Miguel Sano bidding to tie it up at the very least. And the big man from the Dominican not particularly happy with that ball being caught.
He had some makeup speed on that one, even though he got that good jump. He had a long way to go. And that ball hit hard in the right center field. Kepler going back now. He stops. He looks up. That's off the wall. So Avi leads it off with a double. Avi now 2 for 3 with that home run back in the 4th inning right over the center field fence.
I think Avi's starting to learn something as he's lowered his hands, and that is he doesn't have to swing to hit it out of the world. He just has to make some contact. He's so strong.
That's one reason, as we talked about, that up and in quadrant has been taken for the most part out of play because he lowered his hands.
That ball crushed against the wall in right field. That was into the wind. The wind is blowing across to the left field corner. Gives you an idea how hard it was hit.
A little late getting there was Chuck.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was given the bunt sign, but you want to set up a little earlier because his main goal here is to bunt it to Plouffe. He wants to get Avi to third base. And Matt Alberts throwing into Penn. It looks like Matt Latos probably will depart this one after yet another very good performance.
That's better.
The Twins bullpen, which has been somewhat spotty, getting loosened up. Trevor May, who was thought to be their 8th inning man, loosening, as is Fernando Abad. Abad came in the ball game last night, pitched an inning and looked good.
Attaboy. That'll get it done.
That's a perfect bunt, forcing Plouffe to go to first base with it, moving Avi to third. This time he squared around, laid it down in the one spot he had to, and he got it over to Park. So a 5-3 sacrifice.
So here's Tyler Saladino 0 for 2, a grounder to second and a fly out to right field. So you got the infield in. And you got a guy who can handle a bat, and you want to think about squeezing. It doesn't make any difference if the infield's in or not. That's in the right field, and that's going to get the job done. Even though Sano's got a good arm. Safe.
He was safe. Murphy got turned around on the throw. Sano's got a cannon from right field. He's a third baseman by trade. And I think the fact that Murphy was turned around stopped him from making the tag in time. Good slide by Avi, sacrifice fly by Tyler, and a terrific throw by Sano. Now, if he'd have set up a little bit better and not caught the ball off to his left side, he might have got it there even quicker than he did. But again, he's a third baseman. He's just getting used to right field, and it shows you how strong the arm is. The way he caught it, and Murphy had to turn around. The hand got to the plate before the tag. Good call by Mark Ripperger, and a good play actually all the way around.
A good job by Tyler Saladino. All he does is play baseball.
Boy, that's a huge, huge run.
Here's Adam, a double, a single. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. I love that. Get a man at second. How many times last year we have a man at second base and we leave him right there? Didn't even get him over to third.
A lot.
A ton.
And if we did get him to third, he didn't score.
He didn't a ton.
So this is great execution with a bunt and a sacrifice fly and an insurance run. We've been talking about the fact that the Sox have had add-on runs more this year in the early going than we saw most of last year.
Most of the last 2 years. Combined. I love that. I love the bunt. those situations. We pick up a big run. 7th inning stretch. We lead it 3-1.
As he comes in on a streak. He's given up nothing this year. 5 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Right-handers hitting just 125. 27 and a third straight scoreless innings dating back to last year. That covers 24 appearances for Matt Albers. He's taken over for Matt Latos, who was brilliant. 6 innings, just 1 run on 3 hits, 1 lone walk and 4 strikeouts. In line to win his second ball game.
Well, a little different. He was outstanding out in Oakland, but a little different today. I didn't see him hit 95 out there at the Coliseum. He hit 95 a few times here today.
Changed speeds exceptionally well. That lone walk to Mauer in the first inning. Other than that, the control was brilliant, and with Navarro behind the plate, he seems to have lots of confidence.
And you got that. You got a 95 fastball that those hitters can see occasionally. Those hitters look at that scoreboard as well, even when they're not at the plate. That's plenty if you're going to drop that hook on him like he can. Escobar has grounded to short and struck out. Struck out on a Latos curveball. Strike on the corner. 3-7-0 for us. We have stranded 4. 1-3-0 for them. They have stranded 4.
Last run the Sox bullpen gave up was last Thursday in Oakland. The boys in the pen have been getting it done. Wind whipping around and got into the eyes of Escobar. Fortunately, the screen is in front of the dugout because you don't expect the left-hand hitter to hit it off the screen in front of a dugout on the first base side, but that's what Escobar did.
One out, big out.
Join us at U.S. Cellular Field throughout the 2016 season for Free T-Shirt Thursday. First 10,000 fans at every White Sox regular season home game will receive a specially designed White Sox T-shirt. To purchase your free T-Shirt Thursday tickets, visit whitesox.com.
Byung-ho Park has struck out and grounded out sharply to short.
That last at bat where he fell behind 3-0, got a 3-1 fastball and hit the daylights out of it. Might be some sign that he's seeing the ball better. I know Tom Brunansky probably breathing a sigh of relief. Brunansky, their hitting coach, very good player in his day, strong right-hand hitter.
Bruno became a real good hitter. Now I'm talking about by a real good hitter, I'm talking about the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Two and one to count.
Here's Tom Brunansky.
In and out of fans' hand into the hands of a youngster. That ball hit hard. Off the bottom of the fence. No, the one out double.
Sometimes it takes just one at bat to break you out of a real bad situation, and this time he got a fastball. It was up and out over the plate. He almost hit it out of the ballpark. In fact, he stopped to admire it, but when it stayed in, he still was able to make it to second. And so Park starting to swing the bat better, and that bodes well for not only him but the Twins.
So here's Murphy. He's going out to right. He's going out to center. Yeah, he thought that ball was gone.
Yeah, he did. I can understand it. He hit it hard. I think he's finding out a little something about this ballpark.
I think he's finding out a little something about how strong Avi Garcia and Jerry Sands are, too.
True.
He's not the strongest guy in the park. He was over in Korea. He's not over here.
Pretty decent pitch. Did not get the call. It was borderline, and the call went Murphy's way.
2-0.
Sox bullpen up and going again. It looks like Zach Duke. That's because it is Zach Duke. It's with Kepler in the on-deck circle.
Jammed himself. 2 down. Kepler's been to the plate one time, lined out hard to Melky. Come back and get him. No walks. Got Dozier on deck. He's dangerous. There's one.
There's a break. The ball with good movement. Moved it off the plate. Still got a strike. Irvin Santana has done a good job today, but he's trailing by a pair.
Come on.
Big pitch. You'd just as soon face Dozier leading off the 8th inning.
Oh, 2-0-3-1. Kepler, you would think, would probably learn to lay off that pitch right there. He just fouled away.
He will. It'll take a couple of years.
Yeah.
But he will.
That'll bring, in this situation, the most dangerous man in the lineup to the plate.
Here comes Don Cooper.
As we mentioned, Dozier can cover the high fastball. Now, can he hit a low fastball out of here? Sure. But he is really dangerous on high heaters.
So Mark Ripperger breaks up the meeting at the mound. And Kepler represents a tying run at first base.
Dozier's 0 for 3 today. Twice he has fouled out to Abreu, and once he just missed hitting one out of here in the 3rd inning. High towering drive into left field. Watch out.
A good idea, and they came very close. If it's a good throw, they might have been able to get Park. But it's E1 and puts the 2 tying runs in scoring position. I think they got him if the throw was on the bag. Park was thinking anything but that.
Pitch. Evens the count. All right, take your time. All right. Pitch is out of it, and we'll go to the 8th, still leading 3-1. as our Sox open up a weekend series in St. Petersburg against Evan Longoria and the Rays. Join us for the first pitch at 6 p.m. on CSN Plus. And since Chris Archer is pitching against Cleveland today, we will miss him in that series.
Which is truly a shame because you want good competition, but you don't mind seeing him. As the last out on a good sinker away, Dozier tried to roll over it, tapped it back to Albers. Albers most unhappy with himself because of that error, but he got the big out when he had to get it, and the Sox still have a 2-run lead. Fernando Abad comes in the ball game, who was out of the Oakland organization. There you look at the numbers so far. He's been awfully good. On for the 5th time. No record, no earned run average, and only 1 hit in 3 2/3. And yesterday he came in relief of Phil Hughes, got the final 2 outs in the 7th inning, the lead out in the 8th, and then gave way to Presley and Tonkin.
Well, it's easier to say right now, but a play is only good when it's put on. It's either a good play or a bad play when it's called at that time. That was an excellent call.
It was a good play because you're getting a guy in his first year in the United States major leagues, and he was leaning a bit toward third. He would have been picked off.
The last thing he was thinking about, as you mentioned,
was a pickup play. Yeah.
Was thinking about the pickoff because he just got himself a base hit. He's been striking out all the time. He's out there. He's happy as he can be. And that's yanked foul by Melky. So Robin taking that and put it on, as I said. Now, it was not executed, and it put us in jeopardy, but still the point is it was a good play because it was called.
And another factor is there's a lot of scouts that are looking at this game, and that goes into the book as a play that the Sox have. Spring training, they used one with runners at first and second where they threw behind the runner at first and picked him off. All those things shorten up leads.
Well, the bottom line is all those things eventually will win you some ball games. I'd like to have a dozen golf balls for every time I've seen the Baltimore Orioles back when Weaver was over there picking off guys on first and second, picking that golf at first base, pick off plays, holding them, putting you in a situation where you got a bunt, man on first and second, nobody out, and you got a bunt. They put you on the defense. As there's that slow hook. Melky now 2 for 4 in this game. And he's 6 for 13 in the series. Melky has had a good series and made 2 good catches as well. So here's Abreu, RBI single in the first. He walked in the third, struck out in the 5th. Struck out on a 3-2 bad breaking pitch.
Santana threw the ball pretty well. It went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. But he was outpitched by Matt Latos.
Watch out.
He saw a steady diet of inside pitches, did Abreu, coming from Santana. Now he's seeing a couple of pitches away from Abad.
Yeah, he saw 4 or 5 in a row inside, and then got that hook way out of way and down. Well, Santana, he's just a good, solid major league pitcher. 2 down.
That one he threw in on his hands and tied him up after some good solid pitches away.
So here comes Molitor. Todd Frazier will be the hitter. So Fernando Abad, he will depart, and we'll be back.
If you get to the StubHub app, we take the price and location of seats, show you which tickets at StubHub give you the best deal. So you get the StubHub app today and you can get that best deal. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago White Sox. And Trevor May comes in the game, and we saw him in the opener of this series. He went an inning, gave up a run on a hit, 1 walk, struck out 2. There you look at the numbers. Been asked to save 1 game. Kevin Jepson is going to be their closer. May is slated now to be their setup man.
Here's Todd. First pitch off the plate, called a strike. Count evens of 1. Shot 0 for 3 today, but he made a real good defensive play. Getting Eddie Rosario, who made a bad base running play, got him in a pickle, got him out.
You start out with a runner at second and nobody out in, at the time, a 1-run game, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself with Mauer, Plouffe, and Sano coming up. That turned out to be a huge turnaround.
Told you they couldn't fuck with you.
3-1.
They came over from Philadelphia, and he seemingly found a home in what has been kind of a porous bullpen in the early going.
Out and around it. Right over top, low throw. Took him off the bag.
Pretty good play by Park, and talking with Paul Molitor about the defensive prowess of Park at first base, he said he's surprisingly good down there. Surprisingly, because they got him for what they thought was a DH, but he's got good hands. So Escobar on a 1-hopper, he backed up on it instead of going forward and took himself off the bag. I think Paul wants to take a look at where that foot was when he had the ball.
and they're going to review it.
Looks to me like when he secured the baseball, he was off the bag. But we'll find out what New York has to say.
Well, there's got to be a better angle than that. It's got to be conclusive.
If he is indeed off the bag, it's going to go E6.
Well, if you're just tuning in, for the first time this year, we scored a run in the first inning. Adam Eaton led it off with a double high off the wall out there, about 4/5 of the way up the wall in left field. Got a solid base hit to left by Melky Cabrera, then an RBI single by Abreu. Scored Eaton. It looked like we might put 2 or 3 on the board, but Santana then struck out Frazier and got Lowry to hit into a 6-4-3 double play. It remained that way to the top of the 4th inning when Avi Garcia one-handed one against the wind over that center field fence. Just a tremendous show of strength like we saw from Jerry Sands last night. 2 balls over that center field wall in this ballpark. That's awesome. So it was a 2-1 game. We added another in the 7th. Leadoff double by Avi off the right center field wall. Sacrifice bunt by Shuck and a sacrifice fly by Saladino.
They're taking a long look at this one because it appears there's not definitive proof, but we'll wait and see what Joe West hears.
Now Joe's in perfect position, got a good shot at it. Well, from what for those of you who have not heard about this, MLB has 2 cameras in the ballpark, 2 different angles that we do not have access to, nor do the Minnesota Twins. But they have 2 angles, and he is safe. Joe was right. And it'll be E6.
And for Escobar, that's his 4th error of the year. That coming in 9 games.
Well, he did a good job just to get to that ball. That ball was hit hard. There he goes. And he is safe. Now pick him up. Brett.
Todd will do that. If you forget about him at first base, he gets a running start. This is not Murphy's fault. You can't allow a base runner to have his momentum going toward second base. You got to make sure that he is stopped. May didn't do it. Cost him a stolen base and no chance at all for Murphy.
Ball's outside, called a strike.
And Laurie would love to keep a 13-game hitting streak alive against the Twins. It goes back to last year, of course. May almost threw that ball away.
He's 0 for 3 today. 3 ground balls, 2 to short, 1 to second. So that makes him 4 for 11 in this series. High pop up, and that's going to be souvenir time. Gap out there in right center if he can find it. Back through the middle into center field. Knocked down. Now good play right there by Dozier, saving a run.
And so the hitting streak continues for Brett Lawrie, and Dozier does a great job. Just getting a glove on it, deflecting it. Joe McEwing picking up the fact that it didn't bound away all that far from Dozier, has to hold Frazier right there. He's thinking about scoring, but as you can see, that ball does not get away very far. Puts him at the corners.
Corners with 2 down, and here is DeHonor. 0 for 3, and he has hit it very hard twice. Once a beautiful catch by Kepler, robbing him of extra bases. Takes first pitch strike. To the count.
Young left-hander Rogers loosening up in the pen. May has 3 wild pitches this year.
There he goes, and that ball's fouled away.
Trevor May leads this team in wild pitches. The team is at 7, which is a very high number at this point of the year.
Murphy goes through his signs, let the infielders know what he's going to do and how he's going to do it if Lawrie takes off again. There he goes. And that's in the center field. This drifting back is Kepler makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, leading 3-1.
this game. So Latos and Albers 6 and 1 respectively, and now Zach Duke comes on because the first two hitters, Rosario and Maurer, both swing from the left side. There you look at the numbers. Has not been particularly effective at this point for Zach. Trying to turn things around. The bullpen for the Sox this year has been outstanding as Nate Jones start to get up and throw in the pen.
0-1 to count to Rosario. He is 1 for 3. Take your time. All right. Dig out. Always.
Join the 2016 Sox Pride Club for exclusive ticket offers and seating locations all season long. You get game day opportunities, club auctions, ballpark tours, membership gifts, and more. Visit SoxPrideClub.com to join today.
Here's Maurer, a walk and double. Checked it, a triple. And a fielder's choice. Breaking ball. 1 and 2. A lot of hitters. I know I used to hate that. Get a left-hander out there. Goes into his windup. Looked like he's going to drop down 3/4. All of a sudden he comes up over the top.
Zach has to change things around a bit.
Yeah.
In fact, in his last outing yesterday, he actually tried to quick pitch Joe Mauer. It didn't work because he just threw it off the corner for a called ball.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little cunning and guile.
Yep.
Like that. Get over there. Boy, nice pick. Nice play. 2 down.
1-3, 3-1, and here comes Robin. So the two men that Zach Duke is asked to face, he retires. And with Plouffe and Sano, two right-handers up next, that's going to be it for Zach Duke, who got the job done. And as he walks out and Nate Jones walks in, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Sports Service delivers every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. That includes a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. So the fourth Sox pitcher of the day is Nate Jones. He comes on with 2 outs, nobody on, to face Trevor Plouffe, whose groundout produced the only run for the Twins today. That coming in the 4th inning. There you look at Nate, 1-0, his ERA just below 2. On for the 6th time.
Plouffe 0 for 3 today. Now 2 for 10 in the series. Didn't like that call. Meanwhile, the count evens at 1. Not too fine. 2-1. Not too fine, Nate. Just swing the bat.
Nate was on for an inning in the 3rd last night. It was perfect baseball, giving way to David Robertson for his 4th save.
Oh, a nice little folding book bounce. That'll retire the side. Nice inning for Zach Duke and Nate Jones. Top of the 9th inning, 3-8-1 for us, 1-4-1 for them. And Javi Garcia. Steve, he's had 2 pretty good last at bats here.
I would say he hit the ball rather hard. Here he takes one to center field, seemingly one-handed. That's his 2nd home run of the year, and this is a rocket against the wall in right center. He crushed both of them.
Checks it up. Good check.
Both bullpens up and going. David Robertson try his hand at save number 5.
Two-0 pitch. Oh, there it was. Just underneath it.
Threw that fastball on the inner portion. Fouled it straight back.
One out.
There's a pitch to Click. Yanner Navarro 0 for 4 today. Hit the ball hard. Melky with a couple of singles, and Adam Eaton for the Crew with a double, a single, and a run scored, as well as a very good play in center field. So as May goes out and Taylor Rogers comes out for his major league debut, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Debut last year at Rochester as a starter, 11 and 12 with an ERA just under 4. Doesn't walk to many people. Strikes out about 6 a game. He's used as a starter by these Twins, but he had a good spring, and they are going to use him out of the bullpen in the spring in 6 appearances, a 3.52 ERA, before being optioned to AAA, only to be returned when Glenn Perkins went on the disabled list.
So here's Jerry Sands to hit for Shuck.
Last night, with the Sox leading 1-0, Sands got a cutter outside and drove it well over the center field wall.
It's hard to believe he hit that pitch that far. So Rogers, 25 years old, out of Littleton, Colorado. Yeah, that pitch down and away, going away. He just flipped it into that.
Yeah, I mean, into the wind he flipped it.
I mean, just unbelievable. Three and one. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up right here.
Taylor Rogers is going to remember this particular at bat the rest of his life.
Two down. And here's Tyler. Tyler 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, knocking in our 3rd run back in the 7th inning.
At least for the moment, they're giving him the base hit if he wants to bunt it, as Plouffe is way back at 3rd base. What you got a left-hander do up next? Maybe Tyler's thinking about hitting it out of the park.
For their guys in the bottom of the 9th, Sano, Escobar, and Park, the scheduled hitters. Two and one. There's a shot base hit. Good approach. Good approach by Tyler. Left-hander.
This one on the outer 3rd, and Tyler shoots it into right field. So it keeps it alive for Adam Eaton.
Adam doubled high off that left field wall to lead off the ball game. Came around to score on the RBI single by Abreu, and he singled in the 3rd. He's 2 for 4. Flips that one. That could be caught by Eduardo, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, leading 3-1.
On for the 5th time, looking for his 5th save. He's 4 for 4. And he's been absolutely brilliant out of the pen. Saved the first 2 games of the series. Threw 2 perfect innings in the first 2 games of the series, and he's going to deal with Sano, Escobar, and most likely Park. Austin Jackson taking over in center field, and Adam Eaton shifts over to right field.
Sit back, relax, and wrap it down. Here we go. Sano 1 for 3. A strikeout, a hard single to right. Then he hit a ball in left center field. Looked like it could maybe fall for a double. And Adam Eaton got a good jump, closed very quickly, and made the catch rather easily. First pitch strike. 391 for us. 1-4 and 1 for them. We have stranded 7. They have stranded 6. $19,736. Opening day here on Monday at 40,638. One-two pitch.
That time he tried to heat him upstairs. That one at 94, but trying to get a little extra on it. Threw it to the screen.
He gone. 1 out. Big out.
He throws in the hook, and Sano goes down for the second time. That buckled his knees, and by the time he could adjust, as you see the knees buckle, he tries to adjust, and no contact.
Here's Eduardo. He's grounded to short, struck out, and grounded to second. Takes first pitch strike. And that's tough foul. And after the ball game, board our charter. Head on down to St. Petersburg. 3-game series. As I mentioned earlier, we will miss Chris Archer. Tries to paint him and just misses. Anytime you have a series with Tampa Bay and you miss Chris Archer, that's good fortune.
Tampa Bay losing 5-0 to the Tribe today. If they lose that, they'll be 3-6.
He gone. 2 down.
Well, a good hook on the inside corner. He's used the curveball to get the first 2 strikes, and the Sox 1 out away from sweeping it. You see where Navarro wants it. Robbie just puts it right in the glove. Come again tomorrow.
So here's Park. Young Ho has struck out. Get into a fielder's choice and doubled. Just tuning in, first time this year we have scored a run in the first inning. Look at the play by Frazier. Can he get him? Yes! What a play by Todd, and this ball game is over. Mercy. Gorgeous play by Frazier. So the Sox come in here and sweep these Twins. Boy, how long has it been since we've done that? And take another look at this terrific play.
This time Park waited on a breaking ball. Took it down the line, and Todd Frazier, who made 2 sparkling defensive plays today, makes another one. Robertson with his 5th save. He saved all 3 in this series, threw a perfect inning in all 3 of these saves. And the defense today made some sparkling plays.
The defense, well, this is our 9th game. The defense has been sparkling for 9 games.
Avi, the big offensive hero. Our player of the game is Abisail Garcia. 2 for 4, a couple of bombs, a solo home run in the 4th, a ringing double off the scoreboard in the 7th. And what a series.
Well, Matt Latos was just outstanding once again.
Yeah, 6 innings, just 1 run on 3 hits. The first time out, 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs. What a job he did.
All right, so down on the field right there is our player of the game, Avi Garcia. Avi, nice going, big guy.
Thank you, man. You know, trying to do my job, trying to do my best to help the team win, and you know, nice homer today. So let's keep it up.
Avi, it just looked like you just flicked that ball over the center field fence. My goodness, did you know it was going as soon as you hit it?
Yeah, because I was waiting for the slider, and because the first about he threw me a slider, I take it. So, you know, I was trying to, you know, see the ball and trying to put a good swing on it.
And then you go next time up off the right center field scoreboard out there. Yeah, that was a good approach on that pitch.
Yeah, because, you know, I hit a homer with a slider, so I know he's not going to throw me no more sliders, so I was waiting for the fast one.
It's really nice to see your hands in a different position, Avi. You're laying off the high pitch by and large, and when you get something in the zone, you're putting a charge into it. That has to make you feel great.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to swing strike. You know, sometimes I swing too many balls. So when I swing strike, I have better chance to hit the ball, and I just got to do my, you know, to be disciplined at the plate. So, you know, we have more chance when we swing strikes.
Well, Avi, it's coming along nicely, buddy. You stay right where you're at.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Our player of the game, Abisail Garcia. So for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Jim Angio, our producer, John Waldron, our associate producer, Joe Groove, for our technical manager, Mark Harper. Mark, one of the best. Also the executive producer, Jim Cornwell Jr. And up here in the booth, Teresa Day, Jim Petros, Chris Trudeau. And down in the truck and sound, Brad Simon. This is a Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Yes!